Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue. I'm Eric with a brand new theme park battle. Today in Cedar Fair, we have Knott's Berry Farm, and from Six Flags Over Texas. This is bound to be a close matchup, but before I begin, I'd like to ask that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My goal is to get to 400 subs by the end of March. I hope we can meet that goal and I appreciate your support. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin the battle. First, we have the B&M inverts, Batman the Ride at Six Flags Over Texas and Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm. I like both. I think Over Texas is the weakest Batman clone, and I think Silver Bullet is more intense and has a better scenery overall, and therefore Knott earns the first point. Next, we have the Hypercoasters. These are both over 200 feet, and while Titan's a great ride with very strong intensity and some pretty good elements, I like the first drop honestly. I think Accelerator's launch puts all of that to shame, and Accelerator is overall just a much better ride, so Knott earns another point. Now we have the Schwarzkopf loopers, and while both are really great, and this is a really close match honestly, Shockwave's full layout and better airtime gives it an edge over Montezuma's Revenge, but this is a very close match and both are really great. Now we have the spinning coasters, and I think Pandemonium is a decent Gerstlauer coaster, while Sierra Sidewinder is a really great Mack Ride spinning coaster that's better in nearly every way. Next, we have two well-themed family coasters, Jaguar and Runaway Mine Train. Jaguar is a fun ride, it goes around part of the park, it's slow, it's a fun little ride for families. Runaway Mine Train, however, is really great. The final drop gives some excellent airtime, is actually really thrilling. The ride itself is pretty smooth, the theming's really great, and it's a genuinely thrilling ride all the way through, so it definitely earns this point. Now for a bit of a weird matchup, we're going to have some unique family coasters, Pony Express and Lava Bora. Though I have not actually been on Pony Express because it was closed when I went, I think it seems a little slow and a bit shorter than Lava Bora, which is a very fast and intense ride. And bobsleigh coasters are very good, so I will be giving Over Texas this point. Next up is steep drop roller coasters, Mr. Freeze and Hang Time. I could have done Accelerator and Mr. Freeze, though this battle's a little bit closer. Hang Time's a really great ride, has great airtime and hang time. However, I give Mr. Freeze the edge for a strong launch, intense elements, and overall a more enjoyable ride experience. Both are great, but I felt a lot more adrenaline on Mr. Freeze. And now we have kiddie coasters worth half a point. I don't think the Canyon Blaster ride is really anything special. Meanwhile, I think Timberline Twister is actually one of the coolest kid coasters, has a very interesting design, is very fun. And finally, we have best coasters in the park in my opinion, Ghost Rider and New Texas Giant. I really love both. I think New Texas Giant is underrated, has some really great airtime and intensity, really great first drop, excellent pacing the whole way through. However, I'll have to give an edge to Ghost Rider for better airtime overall. Both are really great rides, I love them both, but Ghost Rider is going to have to win. And now we're going to take into account extra coasters. Knott's Berry Farm gets 1 point for Ghost Rider, and that could have gone up against maybe Runaway Mountain, but I think that would have been a little unfair against Knott's Berry Farm. So Over Texas gets 4 extra points for its extra coasters. Moving on, we have the Drop Towers, Superman Tower of Power and Supreme Scream. These are both very similar in both stats and style. Both excellent drop towers. I'll give both parks 1 point. Now for flat rides. Over Texas has 4 and Knott's Berry Farm has 2, so the parks earn those number of points. This is only based on how many there are. Next up, we have the Dark Rides. Dark Rides, there's only one at Over Texas, that's Justice League Battle for Metropolis. However, Knott's Berry Farm gets 2 points. 1 for Voyage to the Iron Reef, 1 for Calico Mine Ride. Now we have the Water Rides. Like many parks, both have a log flume type ride and a river rapids ride, so both parks get 2 points for that. Knott's Berry Farm also has Stagecoach Rides in a horse-drawn carriage. These are fun, and they are definitely worthy of a mention and worthy of a point in this battle. Now for how many rides there are overall outside of roller coasters. Over Texas has 45, while Knott's has only 30. So Over Texas has more, and therefore earns the point. Moving away from rides, we have these shows, and this definitely goes to Knott's Berry Farm. I don't watch many shows in parks, but there's some really good Western themed shows at Knott's. While over Texas doesn't really have a whole lot of shows that I really know. Now for food, and this is another easy not to win, because their fried chicken is well known, and some go to the park just to have it. There are some good options at Over Texas, however Knott's is definitely better for food. Now for park appearance. There are some nice areas at Over Texas for sure. Gotham is well done, I think. However, Knott's Berry Farm has Ghost Town and Boardwalk, which have a lot of atmosphere. And as it's in a Los Angeles area, it tries to have some more of that resort type theming, and it does a great job with that. So Knott gets this point. Next up, we have the layout. And I think Knott's is very easy to get around, the entrances are easy to find, and it's a very well navigable park, very good in the layout respect. Over Texas has some flaws, such as Titan kind of being in its own corner and hard to find, Judge Ice Cream you have to cross onto the road, and there are some areas that are kind of hard to access, so Knott's wins this point. The operating season. Both parks are open about year-round, so both parks earn a point. Now we have prices, and surprisingly both are the exact same price, $80 for a day ticket based on my research, so both parks earn a point there too. Now for the final category, winner takes all here, operations. I think both have their flaws for sure. Some rides at Knott's don't run all that well, and some rides at Over Texas don't either. Not gonna go specifics as that would mean we'd be here all day, but I think there are some more breakdowns at Knott's, but it doesn't quite go into the operations factor. So while this is very tough, I don't think one is standout operations above the other. Knott's is not great, but Over Texas has its flaws too. Some lines moved very slowly when I went. So I'm going to give another tie here. And that means our winner is Knott's Berry Farm. Congratulations, I love both of these parks, and I'm very happy it was a close match as both are really good, but congratulations to Knott's. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like the video and subscribe so you know when I make new videos. I have plenty of new content coming in the near future. I will see you next time.